So. Okay, so Whip, do you want to count us down? And we'll just both press square at the same time.
Okay, both ready?
Yep, that should be ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
So again, we have to sit through the 1.5 minute cutscene.
Oh,
So,
if you don't know this off by heart,
There
jeez.
was nothing about the starry sky that night to suggest that strange and mysterious.
So yeah, this
things
category
would soon be
uses
happening.
a cheat code called Superspeed, and it's
unsuspecting
actually a
rebels
Game
said,
Shark code,
a huge
which is why you
motorbike
probably
with
saw
a
me setting it
giant
up during the
astride
Hundo
it
run,
tumbled down from the darkness.
where basically if you hold L1, Harry just like catapults forward at lightning speeds, and you can control it with directions.
Nestled in the bundle
So basically this run
was a
reinforces
baby,
the idea that
Harry
speedrunners are
Potter,
cheaters.
the boy who lived.
But it's really cool because you get to do a lot of skips that aren't possible normally. So this run is about 20 minutes faster than normal any percent, and I would say most of that is because of the skips, not because of how fast Harry's moving.
Hagrid took Harry to Diagon Alley to
Also,
purchase a most unusual
I'm
list
gonna
of
have
school
faster loads
supplies.
than Pac-Man because
Soon
we
after,
recently
Harry caught
figured
the
out how to get this
Hogwarts
working on
Express from
console,
platform 9
so I have
3/4
FDS, which
and
was not
left
a
the
thing
Muggle
until
world
like
far
actually a few weeks ago.
behind. Harry sat beneath a sorting hat, hoping that he would not be chosen for Slytherin.
So the reason why the super speed cheat works is because within the game's storage, or how the game calculates Harry's speed, is basically tied to a RAM value. So by inputting a cheat code where we configure a button and which RAM value should be inserted, it basically allows us to press a button and set Harry's speed. But it also has the side effect that if you hold down the button without moving, it will still send Harry forward without him doing.
Yeah, we're gonna have a dialogue skip right here. That's Dumbledore. We don't respect our elders, so we're just gonna run right through him. And then since we're not next to him, the cutscene just doesn't start. And then in any percent in Hundo, you probably heard us talking about a theoretical tutorial skip. Tutorial skip is not theoretical in Super Speed, it is real. It is very, very real.
Yes.
Come on, Harry.
There's also some really funny side effects of doing Super Speed in cutscenes, like Harry just kind of makes out with the wall there. And that was tutorial skip. So you can super speed into corners, and with like proper movement, it will actually clip you up into a higher part of the room, which I think Pac-Man was the one who figured out like how to do that consistently, at least recently. I don't know how much of a thing that was before, because Super Speed's been around for a while, but I only just recently started running it when it was doable on console.
I believe that was the only time it was used during tutorial skip. It wasn't used anywhere else.
Yeah, Purple knew about it, and he decided not to tell anyone, I guess.
Yes, strat hoarding.
Yeah, Super Speed lets you gain control in some cutscenes, so we actually got to leave before Neville was finished talking to us. So another theoretical skip that is actually possible in Super Speed is Snape skip, which we will be doing now.
Mr. Potter, a sloth.
And Snape's really rude and calls Mr. Potter a sloth.
Oh, you got the proper ankle fast Snape this time.
Yeah. So, early Four Eyes is in this run, but it's not as terrible as it was in any percent, but it's still pretty bad, so this might take a couple of tries.
It's definitely still a run killer.
Or it can take one. I switched controllers. Like I mentioned this on 100%. I switched controllers to one that has better analog, and I haven't messed up early Four Eyes since then, so that might have been part of it. So yeah, we're in Four Eyes, 4 minutes into the run, and there's a lot going on. I'm about to skip the Peeves cutscene also.
So what happens when you enter Four Eyes early is the game basically decides, oh, you have completed everything up until Four Eyes, meaning that it gives you all the spells and Flipendo.
Yeah, so we have Flipendo, we have Wingardium Leviosa, and we have Incendio without ever intending any classes.
Oh, I didn't skip Peeves.
The one thing that it doesn't give you automatically is the first-person mode. But that only matters in Devil's Snare, and it's really not a huge time loss because of super speed. So.
That was an interesting grab, Pac-Man.
Yeah, I stuffed the jump up.
Oh, well, I hit the turtle, so that's useful.
That's fine. I'm magically now at the block, which is good. Ugh.
You are magically one with the block now.
Yes.
There's some spots where I won't use super speed just because it's a little terrifying to do so.
Will you be using it on the blue eye cutscene?
No, absolutely not. That
Oh,
is a-
really?
that is a-
I use it there.
Yeah, but if you die before the blue eye cutscene ends, then
That's true.
yeah,
You
then you have to go back and
do-
fight. You have to go back and kill the blue eye again.
Yeah, it's important to keep track of your health if you're gonna do it.
Well, sometimes you can still even get a thing where you're infinitely falling, and then you're just guaranteed to die before the cutscene ends, which is why I'm just gonna not do it.
I've only had that happen once to me, interestingly
I've had
enough.
it happen a lot, so it's enough for me to not want to do it. So this is Night Skip. Give me $5, Redneck, or give the stream $5 rather. 'Cause I did it, so now you have to.
So we have two questions. Is death abuse even faster in this?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
because when you death abuse in 4 Eyes, it takes you back to the beginning, but it still killed all the eyes, and it's faster than backtracking back to the beginning. This is the only place where it's useful, though.
And second question, someone is asking if Pac-Man is Australia or New Zealand.
Yes, I'm Australian. It's
So one
always
thing
quite
we
hard.
have...
Sorry,
What?
you go.
One thing we haven't mentioned is you've seen them clip into walls, and it's basically extremely easy to clip inside walls using super.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not that great. It's just my voice.
So we see Hermione, who we haven't met, go into the upper castle. And there's no music for some reason, I don't know why.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And we're gonna start the Malfoy fight, and even though Malfoy's not here right now, he's gonna magically show up when the door opens because it has to hit somebody, I guess.
No, he's still with the boys, Neville and Ron, in
Yeah.
the tutorial.
Oh, we didn't even mention that when you do tutorial skip, Malfoy's just still standing up there or sitting up there.
Yeah.
You're not leaving.
So you just like casually ignore him as you leave the library. Yeah, so we still have to fight Malfoy because we still need to go outside. In the old route pre-Quidditch abuse, you actually didn't fight him though because you would do the upper castle. I believe.
Crap.
I watched an old route once, like a long time ago, and I think I remember that being a thing.
So the reason why you clip up in Forbidden Forest, even without super speed, is because you manipulate the camera so Harry is walking into the wall. And by walking into the wall, much like you see Harry going into the wall in super speed, if you're moving a direction while inside a wall, it will actually send you up on that level.
I completely messed up the second phase on Malfoy, so I'm losing.
Ouch.
I'm losing a fair bit of time here. Like I haven't got hit, but I definitely messed up the quick hit. So
I messed up the first cycle, which you never normally do. Somehow.
I'll lose a little bit of time here, but it won't be big, hopefully.
I think the nerves are really getting to me.
Okay, I messed up the third cycle a little bit also, but it's not really bad to mess this one up.
I think it's 3 seconds on the third phase.
Harry does not want to pick these things up, and I wish he would.
Yeah, if you're too early or mid-animation, or mid-throwing animation, it will not count.
Okay, now I'm actually losing a lot of time in Malfoy. This is tragic.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Oof.
I need him to pick these up.
Yeah, I stuffed
Okay,
up
there we
second
go.
phase as well.
Oh, I'm losing so much time, dude. It's okay, I have 2 minutes to save in Voldemort, or like a minute and a half. Yeah. For clarification, I have the record in this category, and the run has a 1.5 minute death in Voldemort, so... It was low 50. It was really, really low 53 pace before that happened, so... Also, that thing I mentioned in the Hundo run about Harry being in the cutscene for the Great Hall.
Are slowly
Meep,
Oh
meep.
yes.
Zoomy, zoomy.
Meep, meep. Harry is so excited to see the House Point hourglasses.
He really, really wanted to talk to Dumbledore, and to his disappointment, nobody is in the Great Hall except for him.
That's actually interesting. Why is nobody else in the Great Hall when they count the points?
Oh.
Gryffindor.
It's like Harry's the only student at Hogwarts.
Gryffindor are in the lead on
But actually...
house
Zoom.
points. Slytherin hold
Zoom.
seventh
Zoomy, zoomy.
consecutive
So here's where we would normally talk to Hagrid, but he doesn't show up. I don't know if that's because the game thinks we've already talked to him, or because we didn't pick up the letter and that triggers Hagrid showing up. I'm not sure. But the
Either
trade-off is
two.
that we don't have to go to Herbology, which is nice.
Also, you're about to see an alternate version of Fire Seed Skip,
Yeah. Everybody complains
which, by
about
the way, is only done once, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to have a pus
Everybody
stain.
complains about Fire Seed Skip, so my suggestion is to just do Fire Seed Skip Skip,
There you are.
which we'll be doing now.
The plant means some
Fire Seed Skip, skip.
Skip, skip, yeah.
Oh, come on. See?
Oh,
I don't know why everybody complains about it.
Come
It's
on
so
then,
easy.
Harry.
you just phase through a gate. Don't worry about it.
This is the entrance to the Quidditch pitch. But first she's like, oh,
You got
sorry,
really
it's
close,
okay.
up close and personal with Ron.
I hear
Yeah.
him. Here comes Neville. Malfoy, he ran off on. Please help. Come on.
So don't bother super speeding there because you have to wait for the next scene doesn't load until Neville reaches a certain spot. So
I think you can. And you better.
so super speed on the broom is generally really, really risky. The exception is in this fight. And then even when you do it, Malfoy still kind of rubber bands. So, but
It's so funny seeing them go so
still
fast.
it's still useful because it's really easy to like double bash them with super speed.
You can still go
So-
outside the map, but it's pretty
You-
uncommon.
Yeah, you have much better control there than you do anywhere else on the broom.
Yeah.
So Slush Brain Skip is technically free when you use Super Speed, but it's
You
not
don't-
done in this category because we already completed 4.
Yeah, if we ever make super speed all wizard cards, it's used there, and it's very, very easy.
I've seen Red Hot do it. He literally just walks onto the hedge without really setting up the camera.
Ugh.
Alright, so we do have Quidditch abuse here, which means despite having super speed, the next section is going to be a little dull. Okay, I got lost a little bit, but you can actually, I think you can skip all 3 of those dialogues, but you have to control it properly, so it's a little weird, but it's still faster than talking to all 3 of them.
Also, they will be using a Super Speed tech to skip past the Iron Gate, or the cutscene where Ron opens the.
Yeah,
A glint of gold. Is that the
but yeah, for
snitch?
now we're going to be doing
Potter's seen the snitch.
Quidditch abuse, which means we're going to have approximately 8 minutes of Quidditch, and then like
Potter's moving in for the kill.
11 minutes of
And Nick,
Gringotts, or however long it takes.
look at Potter
Around
go.
9 minutes.
Yeah. This tragically has not changed from any %,
Skill.
but we get to it a lot sooner, so. Like, skipping all of the Charms corridor is actually pretty huge.
Here comes
It makes it, at least personally for me, a lot less draining to reset this category compared to any of like the standard categories in HP1. Just because like going through tutorial and then the flying lesson and then charms like over and over can get very draining when you're resetting, and then this category just you're immediately into like all the crazy stuff. So
So the glitch you saw Pac-Man get with Donald Run opening the door and Harry moving through it, the game can basically not trigger the load because of Run. So it poops you back out of the door and you have to re-enter.
Yeah, that can also happen in Gringotts, and I haven't figured out a way to dodge it, so you have to just wait for the girl to open the door and close it.
You have to be a true gentleman.
Ladies first.
Even though she's never seen inside Gringotts, which makes me wonder if she's even real.
The ghost of Gringotts.
She's actually a goblin in disguise.
Oh.
Casts polymorph.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Well,
My favorite is when you super speed in cutscenes, but Harry just gets really antsy in place.
What's that disease called where you have, you know,
Is it like
constant
Alzheimer's? I
activity?
don't know.
Alzheimer's is
The map shows it.
something
I wonder
completely
if it-
different, I'm pretty sure.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to wait
What?
for Ron to open the door, so I just phased through it. And then we save and quit.
When you go for early snitch grab and it doesn't work.
Rip.
So now we'll be doing Quidditch abuse.
Ah, there you go.
I believe this was
Um,
mentioned. I was told that this was mentioned in any percent, but I recently figured out that after you load for the save and quit, you can take the memory card out and you save time at the end of the 2 Quidditch matches. So I just did that.
Hmm.
The thing I was asking was, which disease is it where you're like have really antsy legs or whatever?
Potter's seen the snitch.
Restless leg syndrome.
Someone suggests ADHD, which I guess is a possible
I
one.
mean, I have restless leg syndrome, but I don't have ADHD. Like I have a thing
Yeah.
where if I'm sitting down and my foot isn't laying like flat on the floor, my leg shakes.
He's getting closer. Oh, that was close.
I see.
Here comes the Hufflepuff Sinker.
So this is Quidditch abuse, much like you saw in the any percent run. For some reason, the game doesn't differentiate the in-game Ravenclaw match with the Ravenclaw match in Quidditch League, so whatever progress you've made up until Ravenclaw or after Ravenclaw match will get transferred over if you don't save the game at any point.
Yeah. So basically,
Potter's gaining.
we'll finish the Ravenclaw Quidditch match, which you unlock by doing Hufflepuff first, which is why we're playing Hufflepuff again. And then when we go back into the story mode and go to the open entrance of the Quidditch pitch, Hagrid will be there talking about how how Norbert is sick, the dragon that we didn't hatch.
Potter's going
So,
for it.
and then it'll take you right to Diagon Alley.
Potter has the snitch.
He got tired of waiting for us, so he got the fire seats himself.
Yeah. And then just assume that Norbert was sick. Neville might also be sick, but we just don't know because he's not in the game really that much.
He might be sick. He might be a vampire since he doesn't like staring into the sun. Always looking downwards.
And running away from Gargoyle Gate, which I can't even blame him for.
Welcome. Watch out.
Running towards
Yeah.
Malfoy as well.
I also got scared of that place in my childhood.
Oh, same. That was my nightmare fuel boss fight.
Hmm.
I think Peeves scared me more than Gargoyle Gate, but that's really a vague memory.
The 2 things that terrified me the most in this game as a kid were the Gargoyle Gate fight and the second troll in the underground chambers.
Seen the snitch.
Oh yeah, troll every time.
Yeah,
I just-
that still scares me.
He's on its feet.
I think I had to sit behind the couch and let my parents do it for me.
Amazing skill. Oh, that
Oh, I was also terrified of Forbidden Corridor, but that's just because I don't like stealth-based missions.
Yeah.
dodges a speeding bludger.
Like every time I play a game that's like not a stealth game and it just adds stealth into it, I get so uneasy.
Near missed
It's the anxiety.
Especially when it's the type of stealth where if you get caught once, you automatically like lose. That I especially don't like. If it's something where like if you get caught, it just becomes harder, then it's like whatever. But it's like if you get caught, you die or you have to restart. That really annoys me and makes me scared. So when I replayed the PC HP1, where the stealth is like way more difficult, I was like super anxious.
I was like nervous on the PC stealth section, but I really like it.
Yeah,
So-
it's much better done from like a design point, I feel. But it's so terrifying because you have to pay attention to so much more.
Yeah,
But it's definitely a very well done section, in my opinion.
definitely. Also, the spiders in 6th gen HP2, I could not get past it as a kid because I saw Aragog and basically quit out the game.
That's fair. Just golded by like 3 seconds in Ravenclaw.
Oh, nice.
Dude, nice.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. My Ravenclaw didn't have good splits, honestly, so...
Must have missed at least one ring,
Probably.
because I know each ring is about 2.2 seconds.
Actually, I think I missed the snitch.
Ah.
That could add to the time loss as well.
So it's really important to not super speed until this cutscene is done panning through Diagon Alley. Because you can get stuck on Hagrid, and then the cutscene just keeps playing over and over and over until he's done talking to you.
We need 3. Go to Gringotts. I'm off to the leaky.
Ah, I was late. I was trying to make Hagrid say he's off to the leak, but I made him say he's off to the leaky. So yeah, we have to wait on this girl to enter Gringotts. As far as I know, like every time I've tried to get past her, it just spits me back out because she opens the door right after.
Mm.
Okay, so this is Gringotts. It's exactly the same as it was in the last run, except way less terrifying.
We don't have to collect gems this time. So, I don't suppose there are any donations, Ani, because now would be a really open time to read.
Yeah, definitely the most opportune time to do it. Also, super speed is a little wonky on waxy surfaces, so we'll only use it in like a couple spots.
Mm. The only time I really use it is in the Sickles collection going up the hill.
Yeah,
like the slope.
I use it there, and then I use it on the door cutscene where like the lock opens, because if you position right, Harry will automatically open the door.
Good afternoon. The cross button.
It's like it's a little finicky for Knut, but it's like super easy for Sickle and Galleon. And if anything, it just puts you right in front of the door, so it saves time regardless.
Okay, my girl will not move until I open the door. That's great.
Yeah, if you actually get too far ahead of her, she won't move until you either open the door or you're like right next to her or something. Like it's a specific position like right behind her where she starts moving. I'm also just instinctively getting the bonus gems.
Well, at least I'm a true gentleman, opening the door for her instead of her opening it. That's good. That's my service for the day.
If you ever run
Ladies.
Yeah. If you ever run...
Ladies, sorry,
you
go
first.
ahead.
You first.
I was just gonna say, ladies swoon at your incredible feat.
I was gonna say if you ever run Hundo and then run another category, it's just better to still collect most of the bonus gems just for practice. It's just important to skip one, at least one, because if you collect every bonus gem, you get the wizard card automatically, and that's slower. So
So while we're at it, super speed, this is the one instance where it does not work.
Oh yeah, super
Which
speed
is
does
a
nothing in
shame.
Gringotts, which is both a shame, but also I'm not sure how well I'd be able to control it.
Well, in the old route, you have to do troll skip with super speed. So you had to like memorize all like the paths to jump across and stuff.
Seems
I
kinda
imagine it'd be that difficulty level. Ugh. The old route was interesting. It wasn't until I think a couple of months ago I found a different route which followed the any percent route pretty religiously.
Yeah, because the old one didn't do Quidditch abuse, did it?
No. Because
if it did, it wouldn't have had the troll chase. So
no, because you end up doing Ravenclaw first, so you don't have to do the trigger for Quidditch abuse.
yeah. Quidditch abuse definitely seems like it's faster than doing a lot of the upper castle, though.
Yep. It's a shame that we can't skip Transfiguration, because we still need that spell to get up to Peeves, even if we wanted to go down that route.
Yeah, there's no corner there, sadly.
Unless we can somehow find a way to, like, super speed in the corner, and then, like, I don't know, like, gain momentum in there and, like, jump over.
I think there has to be a ledge upstairs before it will trigger a jump or something along the...
Yeah. Oh. Yo, Harry, let's pick up these papers.
In order to enter your bank vault, you must collect the proper paperwork that we have scattered all across the bank floor.
Yeah.
And then you must go on this crazy, wild, like, roller coaster in order to get your money.
And grab the coins in midair.
Yeah, the Wizarding World's a really weird place. At least in the PS1 universe.
Nice, skip that, Pac-Man.
It was a bit rough. My movement in collecting the papers is just not that great. I'm relatively new to running this game, so...
Yeah, same. I feel like my paper collecting is, like, average.
I mean, you still got the cutscene skip, so... And I don't think Riko got it, so...
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh, that's like a small time save.
Yeah, I should get... Galleon one should be easy to get.
Hashtag it's something mean. Meme. Not mean.
Mean. I didn't realize we're going to do some maths today.
Some myth or some math?
Whoa! The wacky tobacco? What?
We have a really weird Danish word for it.
Oh, really?
I would say it, but nobody would understand what I mean, so...
Oof.
I don't think there's a single Danish person in here or in the stream.
It's a rip.
Yeah, the Galleon cutscene, like, it basically just hands it to you. I don't think I've ever missed that one. The sickle and Knut can be a little awkward, and I just didn't get it either time.
The other goblin steering is the cross button. Be careful, mister. There are bonus.
Can't believe I've done Gringotts twice in one day.
I remember going for world record in the old days, and I would literally stream for 5 hours just doing Gringotts every single run or something. Once you've done that, you can talk about, or you can complain about Gringotts once you've done that.
Well, I didn't complain. I just said I can't believe I'm doing it.
Oh, in that sense, my mistake then.
When are we making complete collectibles a category? That way I can collect the beans in peace.
I'd actually run that. Once
I
get
probably
my
would too,
console
because
ready.
like I said during the Honda race, I was like, as cool as it is that I shaved 6 minutes off the category, I feel like I became less interested in it when I found all that.
Hmm.
I think we can come up with a better name though.
True 100%.
Max percent.
Just don't like the word max percent, because max percent implies you're collecting literally everything, and that's not the idea I had with it.
We already had that argument in my stream a couple of days ago.
I would probably call it like complete story or complete campaign.
I would just call it true 100% because I think that's what they truly intended for 100%.
Intended 100%.
Hmm.
I don't like the name intended 100%.
Yeah, no, I was absolutely joking. I would not call it that.
Okay, good.
Because at that point, you're implying that you know exactly what the developers had in mind. True 100% means like we kind of have an idea, but we can't confirm.
Yeah. At least
I love
until
going-
we speak to that developer we've been trying to get in contact with.
Yeah.
I love going upside down in the first phase of the what is it? I forget the coin.
Galleon.
Yeah.
We talked about how this goes off the rails at points. Like, who thought this was safe for an 11-year-old? Oh, I just loaded galleons also.
J.K. Rowling thought it was appropriate.
I don't think J.K. Rowling developed this game.
Well, she still mentioned as a special thanks.
I mean,
so...
Naughty Dog is mentioned as a special thanks in all the GBA Crash Bandicoot games. I don't think it means much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Turtle Woods. my favorite level in Crash Bandicoot 2.
It's like an old meme from the HP community. I don't remember what it was or how the meme spawned, but it happened. So.
Oh boy, the toad is upstairs. Oh, there it is.
So the advantage of super speed percent is that you can actually move really quickly.
Yeah, it makes the RNG here a little less annoying.
Still nice to get perfect. I'm just gonna hope for perfect RNG. God frogs.
My toad split in my PB is 45 seconds. Yeah.
Damn.
Actual God Frog. The God Frogger.
Frogger.
I tend to have an obsession with frogs.
Dude, frogs are
This
great.
game and Ocarina of Time, Frogs 2 check in randomizer. Oh jeez. What a meme.
Oh, hi Peacock. I've never seen it do that.
Oh. I wonder what it did.
Oh,
I
it's
entered-
done that to me.
Yeah, I entered the door and the peacock just immediately ran behind me.
Oh.
I've seen that happen once in the practice file.
Hello? I have had not terrible peacocks lately, which I appreciate, because peacock usually screws me over.
I mean, the advantage of super speed is you can catch up to the peacock.
Yeah, but I didn't really need it there either. I used it like once.
Mm.
Okay, so there was one time in the Owl Emporium where I actually managed to skip the first cutscene, and I have no idea how I did it.
Excellent.
Well, I almost
Whoop.
got it there.
Yes.
Harry, like, walked away, and then, like, decided to go back and talk to him, because I guess he's a nice guy. Yeah, I'm in the lead maze, but I also have better loads, so that's at least part of it. Because I'm playing on PS2.
I wonder how much it actually saves fastest speed on super speed.
There's not too many less loads. I don't know how much it saves in any percent, but if I was like roughly estimating compared to like Crash games, I would say it's probably like a minute to a minute and a half. Maybe more, I'm not sure. But I would.
I think my old.
Good.
I think my old 80% route before I did FDS, that was like a 140-ish, and then I went down to a 126. But a lot of new tech was discovered by that time, so
Yeah,
I don't think it's an exact indication.
I would roughly guess probably a minute and a half is a good ballpark.
Well done.
Yeah. Actually, fun story. I remember Red Hot testing FDS, and he said loads were random. And then a few years later, someone asked, "Has anyone ever tested FDS?" And Red Hot said, "Yeah, I think they're random." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll test it just to see if it's true." And then it turned out to be faster by a huge.
Also, I did a thing in Hagrid's hut where you super speed into the wall and Hagrid actually follows Harry's position, so then he spends the rest of the cutscene looking away from Norbert.
That night, Harry carried
He just wanted to hide his crying as his dragon became better.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Because he's saying how like Norbert will want to like go away to be with other dragons eventually, so he's like really sad and crying.
Malfoy sprang his trap.
My favorite thing to do with super speed in Hagrid's hut is only done in all wizard cards, where you can actually super speed Harry into the fireplace. Actually, I shared a picture of that in the server a few days ago, and I called it Roasted Wizard.
You can still do it after Forbidden Forest.
No, you actually do not want to super speed there.
Oh right, it's when you do all the wizard cards. I forgot.
Alright, so this is why you don't ever need Incendio except for Devil Snare. In super speed, you just cut through all the walls. Oh, hello, troll. I wanted to take the Puffapod with me. The Puffapod that I completely grabbed on purpose. Wow, I'm really bad at this. Bridge skip is impossible. Oh my god.
Which side are you trying to do it from?
Right. My angle's really bad. There we go. Let me get this frog. Hello, fire crab again. Yeah, you don't want to super speed during the flute because Harry actually can't move in any direction in that room. And if you're too far away from the owl, you actually cannot play the flute, so you soft lock.
Yes, I found that out the hard way.
The difference between loads for PS1 and PS2 is about the same, if not a little more, than PS2 versus MU. I think MU has better loads than PS1, but I'm not entirely sure. At the very least, PS1 lags, so... Can you... Hello? Please attack me.
MU loads are, dependent on the version, can sometimes be faster than FDS.
But usually that's an inaccurate emulator.
Yeah.
Which means they're not allowed.
Also, loading screens themselves on PS2 with fast disk speed, they're about half length compared to a PS. So if a loading screen takes 6 seconds on PS1, it will take 3 seconds on the PS2. And that adds up per loading screen.
Come on. There we go. So here's another one of my favorite super speed in cutscenes. Go get him, Harry.
Man, that scenery, so intimidating.
Harry was rescued in the nick of time by the centaur Firenze and rode on his back to safety.
This makes me wonder if Harry is actually in the book cutscenes.
Oh, that's a good turtle.
I've tried to see, but like you just can't see him at all if he is there.
was none other than
Even if you activate it as it zooms in.
Lord
Yeah.
Voldemort.
I just haven't been able to see him. I've tried to,
Oh, that was a close shave.
I've tried it in like the very
Oh.
first one at the beginning of the game also.
Boy, you've got.
Hmm.
Some, in fact, try it out.
Accidentally triggered Incendio on the second wall.
Literally cannot play the flute today.
Out like a lot, but you'd best be.
I've been doing some reading about Nicholas.
Now
Flamel,
Harry's
the
just
wizard that
seething
Hagrid
with
mentioned.
anger that he has to
He's the
talk to
creator of
Ron and
this
Hermione right now.
supposed- If it's here, we have to find Ron. Come on, Ron. I suppose.
My favorite is when it just zooms in and Harry's face is just there shaking. Oh, well, I did that on accident. Harry is vibing. Harry is very vibing. Hello.
So this is where the run basically goes back to being any percent, just with super speed.
There's a lot of skips in the underground chambers at least, but yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even mean to do that.
I know, it's essentially any percent power with super speed and more skips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna see a really nice Avi Force skip now. Also, the camera's really kind and follows Harry wherever we put him, so.
Oh dang, I've never noticed that.
There we go. Alright, so there is a corner cut and cutscene skip you can do at the start of Forbidden Corridor, and we'll see if I get it, but it's like the most annoying one by far.
Anytime you want to super speed into a bookcase, it tends to be really finicky.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna bother
Well,
with it.
now, students aren't allowed in here, are they? There are things. No, no, indeed. Dumbledore has ordered that.
Back to Dumbledore has ordered that nose.
Yep. Alright, so Forbidden Corridor actually for me is like one of the scariest parts of the run because of super speed. Yeah, there are things.
Tight things.
Yeah, so.
So, is it only theoretical that you can skip past the bookcase cutscene?
At the current moment, it's theoretical. I've tried, but there's no corners.
no.
Yeah, there's no corners to work with that you can get to without triggering the cutscene. So
Interesting enough, if you set the super speed to really, really high, you can somehow phase through walls and then go into the next section. So it plays that cutscene and it skips that whole room, and you can do that for each room. But that would require you to edit the code, which wouldn't be allowed.
alright, so this is probably my least favorite room. That's why. I did that in my PB also, so. Please don't get caught. I did not get caught.
Good job, lad.
Nice work. Solid effort.
Gold
Amazing.
star for you, Eddie.
Very stylish, just like me.
Perfection.
Nice. Oh, I
What's
got
my
it.
expensive wand?
Swish and flick.
Look how it actually
Wingardium
says that.
Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
Why am I losing time already? What?
Well, you did fall down once. So...
Oh, I did also watch the cutscene, which I don't do in my PB. My PB was so nice until Voldemort.
Well, how far behind are you?
About a minute.
I'm not sure.
So it can still PB by like 30 seconds if everything else goes well.
Meanwhile, the house point
Okay.
hourglasses are slowly filling up.
Everything else has to go well though.
Ravenclaw,
Oh, also,
Hufflepuff,
there are no house points in this cutscene except for Slytherin,
Slytherin,
because we just didn't collect any house points at all since the last cutscene.
Gryffindor. Slytherin
Wow, all the
are
other houses
lead
are
on house
bad.
points.
Yeah, basically.
The race for the House Cup is heating up.
Gaffy Taffy says, let's go Riko.
And the super speed is dope, and he is correct on both of those sentences. Let's go Riko apparently is a sentence that has fact to it. Also, so this is Fluffy Skip because we don't feel like putting him to sleep. There are a bunch of skips in this in this part that are not in any other category.
One part that changes
Let's just
is
fall through the
Devil's
trap
Snare.
door. Yeah, yeah. So Devil's Snare, because we don't have first-person mode, you have to actually like hit the vines normally, which is not really too bad because of super speed, but it's different.
I know it. Oh, I'm so glad. Try and figure out. Try not to get. Flipendo. Flipendo.
So in the last room you saw Pac-Man be in. If you accidentally are too far on the right, Filch will catch you somehow.
Flipendo.
Yes.
Flipendo.
We only know because of Redneck.
Okay, I skipped that dialogue.
Incendio.
So you can just skip the last cutscene in Devil's Snare by super speeding. You line up yourself to be in front of the door, and then you just super speed, and Harry just jumps over it and goes into the door.
I assume you can't use super speed to glitch through the game.
I tried.
Damn it.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could.
Also, it would be possible to use super speed on the key, but Riko has a little story to tell about.
Yeah, if you super speed on any part, any broom section that's not the Malfoy 2 fight, you kind of just go really fast and lose control, and you can go out of bounds, and it's not fun.
The only way to really,
Sure, go ahead.
the only way to really control yourself in those sections is if you input a direction straight after you do super speed.
Yeah.
You can have some.
Even when I've done that though, I've flown right through a ring and had it not register as getting it, so I just don't bother at all. It's really just not worth it.
Also, Mace is asking how far are you guys from your PB?
I am about a minute 10 behind, which means I can PB by about 30 if everything else goes well. 30 seconds.
I'm not looking at the time right now, but I'm probably like 2 minutes ahead of my PB. Maybe not with Devil's Snare. Ugh.
Okay, well I'm just gonna lose time in key, I guess. Are you serious? I don't even know how I did
Wow.
that. Yeah.
I can't kill Devil's Snare today.
So, Riko, is that's a 6 or 8 second time lock?
It was about 9, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, we just leave Ron in the dust, because he's a nerd. And, somehow he still manages to beat us into the chess room and lose to all the chess pieces. So this is chess skip. This one's a little finicky, and if you do it, like, really wrong, you can soft lock, but it's pretty uncommon, so hopefully that doesn't happen. It does take some lineup, though. Unlike every other skip, which is, like, super easy. And Whip, your friends told you that it takes 3 days to beat chess.
That's the best story I've ever told, I think.
Alright, so there's a couple stuff you can do in the troll skip to skip cutscenes, but it's a little finicky, so I'm gonna focus.
Wingardium Leviosa.
No key. Stay away.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I'm on 1 HP in the keys section. This isn't good.
That's terrifying.
Wingardium Leviosa.
So black smoke actually appears as a trail on the broom if you're like 1 hit away from dying.
Wingardium
At
Leviosa.
first I thought it was an emulator thing, but someone provided evidence that it's not, so...
Wingardium Leviosa.
It's a little nice detail, though.
That key got too close. Ah. I've only ever been hit by the keys once, but when I did, I was on 1 health.
Wingardium Leviosa.
No way! I got hit. Ah, that's sad.
Close to the end as well.
Yeah.
Next.
Ah.
So that was troll cutscene skip, which also lets us do potion skip. So hopefully I don't take forever to do this one. Oh my god, really? Okay.
If I didn't stuff up Devil's Snare, I would have been fine.
Alright, so we're going into Voldemort. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about Clody skipping this. I'm gonna grab these frogs, though, just to be safe.
Oh, Clody skip is super hard in this version.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
My splits call it Clody skip skip. I also call fire seed skip skip. Oh, it's so difficult. I can't believe I got it.
Wow.
So I'm a
Fuck
minute
yeah.
13 behind, which means I can PB by a little less than 30. Because I have a minute, or actually no, I have a minute and a half to save here, so I can PB by a little less than 20.
Damn, I wish I had gotten that Clody skip in my race.
I'm gonna focus so I can get fast Voldy.
Flipendo. 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 Flipendo.
I was a little scared I was too late on the last hit, but I got it. So the rest of this should be fine. As long as I follow, as long as I follow Maze's advice and just don't die.
Should be too hard.
Here's hoping.
So you're gonna see a funny little side effect of super speed percent on the last phase of Voldemort.
Oh yeah, that's great. I love how my gold Voldemort is 257 and my PB's Voldemort is 429.
Flipendo. Flipendo. Flipendo.
Okay, chess.
Alright, I should be in third phase now. Yep. Yup. So, Voldemort's kind of in the wrong spot. This is better than the one I normally get. He's just like really off to the side. Usually,
That's a good
if you do
one.
it properly, he just completely turns around and faces the mirror. But I did it a little late, so he's just to the
Also,
left.
time
and-
is...
Yeah, time's gonna come up. I have 2 more hits, so get ready on time. All right, 1 more hit and then it's time. Time.
Nice. GG.
54-17. That's what it is on my end. So that's
world record.
Yep, that's world record by 18 seconds.
Good job.
Poggers.
A run was pretty messy in the middle, but like that was a really hard run to compare against because, like I said, the PB I had before was insanely good. I just died in Voldemort, but it was like 53 OX pace before that. Yeah, my sum of best in this is 5150 though, and it can probably still go down more. So 51 I think is probably possible. It might take someone better though.
The whole school knows the stone had been destroyed.
I hope when and if I get a new console, I'll be running it, but we'll see.
This category is like really sick though. So it's like
Nevertheless, Harry, if our battle
it probably got written off a little bit, both because it used to be MU only, and then it also is like a Game Shark category, but it is really sick. Like, there's so much stuff you can do that you can't normally do in any other category, so I do think it's really neat.
Slytherin winning the House Cup.
Yeah, definitely.
There was a sudden hush. He took a seat between
There we
Ron
go.
and Hermione.
That was a nice
trying to
potion
ignore
skip.
the stares
Skipped
of the other
Hermione's
students.
dialogue.
Yeah.
The House Cup.
Potion skip's a little
announced
finicky,
Dumbledore,
but it's not too bad.
is awarded to the
Yeah,
team with
I
most
find if you get an
points.
angle,
For
like
the moment,
like
it
a,
seemed to be Slytherin.
I don't know, like a 45-degree angle
Cheering and stamping
with the camera,
on
you can get it
Slytherin
consistently.
table. However, continued Dumbledore, in recognition of Mr. Harry
full health,
Potter's
so I should be
pure
right.
nerve and outstanding courage, I award
Ah,
Gryffindor
no
60
soft lock,
points.
please.
Harry's table erupted with cheers and applause. The additional point had won the House Cup for Gryffindor. It was the best evening of Harry's life. Better than winning at Quidditch or Christmas or knocking out mountain trolls. He would never, ever forget tonight.
That was fun.
I had fun as well.
Your PB's 102, right, Pac-Man? Or have you PB'd since like practicing?
Hold on. Okay. Oh shit. I'm pretty sure I just soft locked. That's great.
Oh, did you do an extra hit?
You did.
Yeah.
You soft
Oh
locked.
no, the Voldy Rave.
Yeah. That's fine. Nah, I lost my PB. Because I died in keys.
What's your PB?
It's 2 hours, 2 minutes, and
I'm assuming you
I
mean
think
1 hour
24
and 2 minutes. I was wondering
Yeah,
if you
1
PB'd
hour.
it. I was wondering if you PB'd it all during like when you were prepping and just hadn't uploaded it. I wasn't sure.
Nah.
You should still be able to PB if Voldemort goes well this time. Because the Voldemort fight's only about 3 minutes long, so you can get a 1 flat
Or
or a 101.
it was a bit finicky before, because like I missed one of the hits, but I was still in the section. Okay, there we go.
Oh, so the soft lock in Voldemort is during Fast Voldy, you can actually hit Voldemort more than 6 times. And if you do, then like he starts to, I don't know what he exactly tries to do, but it like visually it looks like you hit him mid attack, and then it just makes it so you can no longer damage him. Like he'll still stagger when you hit him, but his health bar won't go down, and you're just trapped in the fight.
I actually don't think he staggers at all, from what I remember.
Oh, does he not? Oh, I thought he
No.
did. Regardless, the fight becomes impossible. And you have to die.
Mm.
You can also get something similar in the transition to the third phase that we call the Voldy Rave, where like he's like charging an attack, so there's like sparkles and like glowiness around him, but you can still finish the fight. But the moment the screen fades out, the game crashes or like soft locks or something. And in any percent, that doesn't matter because timing ends when Voldemort is killed or defeated, I guess, because he don't actually die. But in 100%, it's a run killer because there's the Slytherin Quidditch match afterwards.
So, yeah, I'll let Pac-Man finish up, and then I'll have something to add.
Actually, while he's finishing up, I'm gonna show off the blurry code.
Oh, nice.
Which means I have to find it. HP1 cheat.
Square to energy.
So I considered
Last hit.
I considered doing the run with this cheat on, but I didn't want to hurt your guys' eyes, and I figured it would hurt your guys' eyes because it hurts my eyes. So
10102.
That's PB.
nice, GG. So yeah, this is blurry mode. This is really, really fitting for super speed, but it gets painful to look at after about 30 minutes.
Oh
Let's
god.
go.
Especially, like, it actually really hurts during, like, Quidditch and Gringotts because you're staring at the same thing, just moving forward. But, like, it's really, really hilarious, and it just fits super speed so well. But yeah.
That is so horrible.
Yeah, no. I did it as, like, a joke, and then I was like, I don't want to do this ever again. Actually, that might have been my PB, like my old PB where I did that. I don't remember. Let me check.
So the thing I wanted to add is that while Voldemort is screaming "oof" over and over on the last hit, sometimes he will finish off by saying "Die, Potter"
Yeah.
over and over again.
I haven't heard that in so long. I don't know why. Like, the number of runs I've completed in prepping for, like, Potterthon, and I have not heard him say "Die, Potter" once.
One time, I think it was Wingo, said that he said "Die, Potter" into the book cutscene over and over.
That's great.
Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Super Speed % done by Riko and Pac-Man.
Yeah, you all should, I would actually really recommend learning this. All it takes is a Game Shark, the code is public. And then if you can't get like an actual Game Shark, you can emulate it. But it's a really sick category. I definitely recommend it. So yeah. Next is HP 2, right?
HP2 bingo with many people.
Oh baby.
ooh.
Take care, guys, and yeah, we'll see you around.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Right, yeah. Catch you later.
Well, I have a Skyrim game to get back to, so
All right. See ya.
I'll be leaving.
Right, yeah. Catch ya.
Thanks again for the race, Riko, even though it did not end up like we had won.
Oh, it was great. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was fun to show off the new stuff anyway. So.
Yeah.
And it was
There's
also
always
really,
a next time.
It was also really fun to do super speed. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, so I guess I'll dip also, that way they can prep for bingo.
Yep.
Yep. See ya.
Right, yeah. See yous.
fucking easy. I'm a pussy. Help! Help!